This is the book of Second Ezra, chapter 4, verse 26. Then answered he me and said, The more thou searchest, the more thou shalt marvel. For the world hasteth fast to pass away, and cannot comprehend the things that are promised to the righteous in time to come. For this world is full of unrighteousness and infirmities. Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yahweh, Bahashem, Rakha, Quadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone who teach well and rule well, who taught me this truth. Peace and salutation to the Akim, the fellow laborers, the hopeful elect, pushing this truth at risk of their own lives throughout the four corners of the earth. And to the Aquith listening and learning, Shalom. It's your brother Shema from the Pillars of Benjamin camp, here with another lesson. And we'll get right into it. Right? Esau's in a trick bag, man. Right? Esau's matrix is his own trick bag. Okay, he thinks he's gonna go on forever. And these other nations think they got next. Second Ezra 4, verse 26, and it reads, Then answered he me and said, The more thou searchest, the more thou shalt marvel. For the world hasteth fast to pass away, right? And we see the time steadily speeding up. More and more prophecies manifesting. Right? Scripture said Esau is the end of this world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth after. Right? We know this is the last final kingdom, man. Esau's rulership, which must be destroyed in order for righteousness to be ushered in. Verse 27, and cannot comprehend the things that are promised to the righteous in time to come. For this world is full of unrighteousness and infirmities, right? And this world is nothing but wickedness, man. So it's hard to comprehend, it's hard to see the righteousness that is promised to come, right? Only the elect can see it. Lord willing, we have that number. The elect are visionaries. Verse 28, but as concerning the things whereof thou askest me, I will tell thee. For the evil is sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet come, right? Evil is sown, planted. This place is wicked. Right, but the destruction hasn't come yet. But it's coming. Verse 29, here's the point. If therefore that which is sown be not turned upside down, right? This wicked, evil place that has been sown, this place of unrighteousness and infirmities, if it's not turned upside down, right? And how is it going to be turned upside down? Thermonuclear intercontinental ballistic missiles, also known as arrows, right? This place is going to be a lake of fire. Scripture say, behold, the days come that shall burn as an oven. The elements are going to melt with fervent heat. 2 Peter, roughly paraphrasing. Right? This place has to be turned upside down. And if the place where the evil is sown pass not away, right, it's got to pass away. You can't build good on evil you can't build righteous on evil foundations. It's just like if a home is condemned, right now this wicked kingdom is condemned. If a home is condemned and deemed unlivable, they're going to demolish that, the whole structure, the foundation, and then build a new foundation and new structure. They're not going to demolish the structure and leave the foundation and build the new structure on the old foundation, the existing foundation. It's all got to go. Then cannot it come that is sown with the good, right? So this place has got to go, right? This place has got to go. And these other nations, they think they got next. Esau Edom thinks he gonna rule forever, right? Psalms 49, verse 11. Psalms 49, verse 11. And it reads, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, right? And this is Esau, proud Esau, this is what they think, that they're gonna go on forever, man. And their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names, right? They think they're gonna hand on their shit to their children and their grandchildren and their grandchildren's children and so forth. They name their lands after their own names, right? Amerigo Vespucci, Leonardo Africanus. These were explorers, colonizers. Louisiana, King Louis, if I'm not mistaken, of France. Nova Scotia up here in Canada. Nova, Latin for new. Scotia, Scotland. These Idumeans, they did this, naming lands after themselves. Psalms chapter 2, verse 1. And it reads, why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing, right? All these other nations think they got next. Moab, right? Which is China, the so-called Chinese, they think they got next. Verse 2, the kings of the earth set themselves and the rulers take counsel together against Yahweh and against his anointed, saying, right? And they blaspheme the Most High. Right? Let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh. The Lord Yahweh shall have them in derision. Right? So ultimately, this trick bag that you're in, this matrix, this Idumean matrix, the Most High gonna laugh at you, man. Right? You're in the biggest trick bag known ever. Psalm 35. Psalms 35, verse 8. Let destruction come upon him at unawares, and let his net that he hath hid catch himself. Right? Let destruction come upon him unawares. Who? You Edomites, you Babylonians, you ruling class elites, you banking families. Right? And let his net that he hath hid catch himself. His net, what? His NWO, his grain of rice is not going to come to fruition. The Most High going to out that, stomp it out. Scripture say when he's about to fill his belly, Most High shall rain it upon him while he's eating. Roughly paraphrasing. That's in Job chapter 20. Right? Around the 22nd, 23rd, 24th verse, one of those verses. Right? Most High going, this is a trick bag. Into that very destruction, let him fall, right? Biggest trick bag known. Right? And in the midst of Esau Edom going forth and trying to see hip the whole world, the Most High going to bring destruction on him. Jeremiah 17, verse 11, and it reads, as the partridge sitteth on eggs. All right, partridge is a bird. And hatcheth them not. Right? So as a partridge sits on her eggs and they don't hatch. Right? So he that getteth riches and not by right. Right? And who went around getting riches on righteous decrees and riches gotten by deceit? The Edomite. Shall leave them in the midst of his days, right? He's going to leave all that he has in the midst of his scripture saying the fullness of his sufficiency in the midst of Esau Edom doing his unrighteous work. Ultimately, it's the Lord Yahweh Shimon Shai putting the spirit on him to do that. Right? In the midst of it, he's going to be taken out. Right? It says here, shall leave them in the midst of his days, leaves all his riches, leave his wealth, and at his end shall be a fool, right? The base man. Scripture says that the scriptures say, is this the man? Right? Scriptures say, let's get that. Job 20. All that see him, Job 20, verse 8. He shall fly away as a dream and shall not be found, you Edomites. Yeah, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night. He gonna get chased away. His kingdom gonna fall. The eye also which saw him shall see him no more, neither shall his place any more behold him, right? The eye that saw him shall see him no more. His rulership, he's not gonna be in rule no more, right? Neither shall his place any more behold him, right? His rulership, his counsel, his wicked counsels, right? He's gonna be brought base. Job 27. Job 27 verse points in 16 and 17. Job 27 verse 14. If his children be multiplied, it is for the sword, right? And you Edomites, beginning with your nobles, beginning with your rulers, beginning with your kings, beginning with your banking families, you're going into hardcore slavery. And his offspring shall not be satisfied with bread. Those that remain of him shall be buried in death, and his widow shall not weep. Though he heap up silver as the dust, right? And he's rich. This is his kingdom. He owns the monetary system, right? And what he's going about now, his NWO agenda is to reset it and bring in the grain of rice, the Revelation 13 verse 16 on down. But Esau Edom owns the world. Though he heap up silver as the dust and prepare raiment as the clay, he may prepare it, but the just shall put it on. The just, who are the just? Israelites, beginning with the elect. And the innocent shall divide the silver, right? The innocent, once again, the Israelites, beginning with the elect, right? The kingdom to come is going to be ruled in righteousness. Everything that you have is going to be given, everything that you have, resources, commodities, precious metals, are going to be given to the children of Israel under Yahweh Shai. Right? Sirach. Sirach 27. Sirach 27 verse 26. Whoso diggeth a pit shall fall therein. Right? And who's digging a pit? Who's pushing forth this NWO agenda? Novus Ordo Seclorum. Order Abkeo. You Edomites. Whoso diggeth a pit shall fall therein, right? And you're going to fall in it. And he that setteth a trap shall be taken therein, right? Nothing going to come to fruition, man. Scripture, we read the scripture. Why do the heathen imagine a vain thing? Why do the heathen rage and imagine a vain thing? Roughly paraphrasing. Right? Trick bag. Psalms 73. Psalm 73 verse 18. Surely thou didst set them in slippery places, right? The Most High set you up for this fall. Thou castedest them down into destruction, right? You can't finesse your way out of this. Verse 19. How are they brought into desolation as in a moment, right? Scripture saying 1 hour, right? They are utterly consumed with terrors, right? In a moment. Let's get that scripture in 1 hour. Revelation 18. I want this one here. And there's another one down here. And this one right here. Revelation 18, verse 8. And it reads, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire, for strong is the Lord power who judgeth her, right? The missiles, right? Strong is the Lord power who judgeth her. You can't finesse. You can't postpone this judgment. Revelation 18, verse 17. For in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught. 1 hour. America the Great, Babylon the Great, the daughter of the Chaldeans, come to naught. And every shipmaster, and all the company in ships, and sailors, and as many as trade by sea, stood afar off, and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city? Right? They're going to be crying because there's no money to be made, man. This place is going to become a desolate desert, a land of desert animals. Verse 19, and they cast dust on their heads and cried, weeping and wailing, right? These merchants, because this destruction going to be seen. This destruction going to be seen. These other nations going to see it. Saying, alas, alas, right? That's a statement of grief. That great city, America, wherein were made rich all that had ships in the sea by reason of her costliness. For in 1 hour is she made desolate, right? 1 hour, man. 1 hour, her riches brought to naught, right? These merchants come to America and get money, you know, trade, online merchants, eBays, Amazons, you know what I mean? Same day delivery. That's all going to be done through Sirach 10. Sirach 10 verse 8. And it reads, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, right? Everything that America was built on lies, deceit, right? Robbery, murder, right? Unrighteous dealings and riches got by deceit. Nahum 3 verse 1. Woe to the bloody city, America. It is full of lies and robbery, right? Built on lies and robbery, right? On the backs of the Israelites, Israel being a people for a place, you so-called indigenous, you so-called Latino, you so-called Negro. The prey departeth not, the prey. Israelites, still here yet this day in the land of our captivity. Most I gonna done this place. Sirach 10 verse 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another, right? And who's the people? The kingdom is being translated from who? You Edomites. And who's it going to? Jacob, Yasharallah. beginning with the elect. Sirach 9 verse 6. Salakia, 2nd Ezra 9 verse 6. It's a brain freeze. But that's why we need these new bodies, man. Right? We need these new bodies because it's corruptible fresh, right? It has flaws, man. 2nd Ezra 6 verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world, right? You Edomites, you Idumeans, Esau, Edom, so-called white man, Romans, Rome 2.0. This is the end of this. This is the last kingdom. This is the end for you, right? And Jacob is the beginning of it, right? Yasharallah, Israel being a people for a place, beginning with the elect. It's the beginning of what? The next kingdom to come. And Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, right? So there's no other nations to take over where Babylon the Great left off. This is it. I pray edified. I don't want to Kwam Yasharallah. Wa abad baba. Shalom to the hopeful elect.